Hey, today we're gonna share some unpopular opinions about watches I get around the web, on the old interwebs. So, first one is Nato straps ruin 99% of watches they are put on. Haven't seen one I like yet. That's all I have to say. They do have their place on certain watches, and I did see NATOs on certain watches. They're just hideous. But on certain watches like this Beater Citizen, they work. They work. So there has to be a watch and everything else. So yeah. Another unpopular opinion is I really dislike the brand Nomos. I don't like how the name sounds, and I think their watches are so uninspiring. Generic hipster offering. Well, lately they have been on the borderline of that, but you really need to have one and to have one on the wrist and feel it. I don't like them much either, but they're definitely respectable brand, and I do like Nomos. The Rolex Daytona looks like a gas meter on the side of my house. Well, that's just stupid. Or you have a one cool gas meter. The AP Royal Oak looks like something you'll find at the flea market. Surprisingly, lots of people find AP Royal Oak ugly. I don't know why. I guess they haven't seen it in person. Most people have no idea what a dress watch is, and the watch is not a dress watch. I agree. Lots of people have no idea. They think that if the watch has a leather band, it's a dress watch, or it's you put a Rolex on a suit and whatnot. You can put whatever you want on wherever you want, whatever you do. That I'm that kind of guy, but it's true. Lots of people do not have idea what a dress watch is, and lots of people do not dress up. So I think that this is the modern day society we are living in, and I encourage lots of you, all of you who are watching me, to check out Gentleman's Gazette YouTube channel, Real Men Real Style, or Alpha M. Check them out and learn how to dress a bit better, because it's important. Even though you think it's not, it is. A Lange & Söhne isn't made in Switzerland and doesn't hold its value for shit. Stay clear. I agree for the second-hand market value. That's why you better buy them on the used market from a pre-owned reputable dealers, and you can even make money. But if you think Lange is shit because they are not made in Switzerland, they put lots of Swiss watches to shame, and they are up there with the Holy Trinity in terms of finish and craftsmanship, and just buy them used and you will be good. I couldn't give a crap about Lume. Well, if you're a young boy and when you're newbie to watches, that's really important to you and cool. This watch has better Lume. Seiko SKS has better Lume than Orient Mako or Citizen. And I also could not give a crap about Lume. I have a vintage Submariner that is fading out and it's not even lighting up anymore. But I have to admit also that when you have a lots of Lume, it's very cool, especially if you're a newbie watch collector. So lots of newbie watch collectors who are buying Rolexes or Seikos, they're very impressed by the Lume, and I can get that because I was also. But as you progress, you are more impressed with the finishing of the watch rather than the Lume. And also you have your flashlight because you're a DC guy, you like flashlights. People who talk about how their luxury watches can really take a beating, aka the class blood scratch on it while they were typing on the desk. Exactly. Oh, Mo, look at my Rolex got scratches or whatnot. Give me a break. Luxury watches are overpriced because people are willing to buy it at exorbitant prices for the flex. Well, you gotta keep flexing. Date windows suck. We need more watches with no date. Well, I agree with that because I prefer no date watches, and that's because I have multiple watches which I rotate, and then I need to set the date. But if I would have only one watch, I wouldn't mind having a date, but my preference is always a no date if possible. Always complain about the mainstream hype, attention, and duration of brands like Rolex, AP, FP Journe, and PP, Patek Philippe, but then have the same shill hype herd mentality with watches and brands like Moser and VC overseas. Yes, they think they're immune to being influenced by others. That's so true. That's so true. Even the recent hyped micro brand Mink. I heard it from Hodinkee and from various bigger sources, and I have to admit I looked at it and I liked it. But that's how people work. So if you think you're not hipster, you are. If you're trying to be a hipster, trying to be cool, you are not. Omega Seamaster Professional bracelet is ugly. Fugly. Well, it's not my favorite look either, but it works on the watch. Once you put it on a wrist and it blends out, it works. Somehow it works, but it's not my favorite either. Moser is kind of boring. Well, we are talking about the brand who made the Apple Watch, who made the Cheese Watch, who made the... I think they are not boring. Swiss Legends Watch. They're the least boring watch brand I can think of right now, the top of my head. I can think of a couple others, but they're all more expensive. I think Rolex is the most boring watch brand. Rolex sucks. Same watches since 1950s. Way overrated. Well, some things are good and perfect and should not be changed. And I think that Submariner was always good and perfect design, and it should not be changed. Same goes with the Datejust. Slight tweaks here and there, and I think that's why one of the biggest reasons and why Rolex is so popular. Because if you have a vintage Datejust and modern day Datejust, they're pretty much the same. And speaking about Submariner, especially if you ask your lady, what's the difference between these two watches? Can't you see? And she will go like, they all look the same. Watches are rarely worth more than 5K. If you're looking to keep something in a safe or vault to keep investing, that's different. Invest in something else. Well, usually this world goes that things are only worth as someone's willing to pay. So if you have a rare collectible Pokemon card that goes for 100K, then I guess it's worth 100K because people are paying for it today. Tomorrow, what's gonna be, no one knows. But if you take a look at history, lots of these bubbles have burst, not just in watches. Subdials that cut our numerals in half look like an afterthought. Well, I don't have OCD when it comes like that, so I don't care. If I like the watch, I like the watch. IWC Portuguese has a cut subdial, hour numeral, cut 6. Love it. Panerai makes ugly watches that no one should buy. Well, it's hard to see beauty in Panerai. Even when you see it in person, it looks a bit better than the wrist. And when I first saw beauty in Panerai is when I saw it on someone else's wrist across the table and something. Somehow they work, but they are not the nicest watches out there. They have that some kind of military appeal to them. 5711 is ugly. Die watches are starting to bore me, and limited editions and collabs are getting out of hand. Well, I don't think 5711 is ugly. But die watches are definitely starting to get boring and old, and limited editions and collabs are no-go. Really no-go. I had a beautiful Hoyer Carrera Mercedes SLR, and the only thing that stopped me from keeping it was that Mercedes collab. It was a wonderful watch. Minute repeaters. Silence in the room, please. Listen real close, and you'll hear my 100 grand watch make a noise. It's not an awesome noise or a beautiful pitch or tone, rather a very small tin can type dinging, ding, ding. Oh, this is a funny remark, but I think some of those minute repeaters sound beautifully, rather beautiful, and I do not agree with this one. Minute repeater is not my favorite complication. Actually, it can be rather annoying, but I can definitely appreciate the level of craftsmanship that went into it to design and create that piece of gear without battery or computer chips. Grand Seiko is an overhyped, overrated attempt by the Japanese to out-Swiss the Swiss. Well, I noticed that lots of newbie watch collectors and people who are just recently came into the hobby are just mesmerized by the Grand Seiko. And I wondered about that often, why, and I came to the conclusion that because when you buy yourself a first decent watch, chances are it's Seiko, and you got a Seiko Sharp, and then you learn about Grand Seiko and fit and finish and beautiful and stuff like that. And I do agree, Grand Seiko has some amazing finish, but the level of finishing is different in the price ranges. And what really is cool from Seiko is Cred or Aichi and all those lines. And yeah, I'm not a big fan of Grand Seiko, especially because of all the watch newbies are thinking it's the greatest thing in the world since, I don't know, sliced bread. G-Shocks that cost thousands. I mean, what the fuck? Yeah, if you're gonna get G-Shock, grab a simple $100 G-Shock, $200 Modmaster or whatever, and just throw and use that shit and abuse it and wear it and wear it. I don't see the point. I guess if you're a big collector of G-Shocks, you collect only G-Shocks, then it makes sense, but you're gonna wear it just as a beater. Even producer Michael got a $200-300 G-Shock instead of $1,000 G-Shock. G-Shocks are meant to be a fun, cool watch that you can toss around and wear. People who think a watch strap must match their attire. It's a watch. Well, I do not agree with this one. Watch strap color should match your belt color, and your belt color should match your shoe color. And those are some principles of fine dressing. Well, I guess if you're wearing sneaks all day and sweatpants, it doesn't matter. Moser dials look like a custom airbrush t-shirts you can pick up at the boardwalk for $5. Absolutely tasteless, in my opinion. Yeah, those Moser Fume dials. If you don't know what Fume dial is, it's like gradient bull color. That's big, especially. Yeah, I had Ice Watch that had that sunburst dial, and then I got disappointed in sunburst dials because I love sunburst dials, and but it's not really that hard to make. If you can buy it in an Ice Watch, plastic rubbery watch, then you can put it in a Seiko also. Fume dials, not a fan. ETA movements tend to be more accurate and reliable than many in-house movements. So true. So true, especially today, in this day and age, when all the watch brands are moving forward to everyone should have an in-house movement because that's prestige and whatever. And if something works, it's okay, but I don't like the idea of everyone just putting together their own in-house movement. Um, I like the idea, but I don't like the way they're doing it and reasons why. Because up until yesterday, Patek didn't even have the in-house chronograph, and now they did because they have to. But when Oris is doing in-house movement, it came out with numerous issues people have been reporting. So to create and develop an in-house movement, you need to spend many years to make it perfect. And I think in-house is good, but ETA is not bad, not necessarily. AP Code 1159 is actually a great watch. I agree. Just does not look like AP, and I don't like the font and all the complaints everyone has. I wouldn't be buying it, but I think it's a great watch. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching. I thought that would be a fun watch for you, so thank you for watching, and do tell me in the comment section what would be your unpopular opinion. Don't be afraid of the current Seiko mob or the Nato mob. Just say it. Drop it down in the comments.